In this video, we will cover Prophet Ezekiel's journey through heaven. We will see fantastic beings and have a glimpse at God's splendor. The prophecy of Ezekiel transcends time and place, offering us a glimpse into the life of a very real man who dwelled in an authentic historical context and received extraordinary divine visions on a momentous day. Ezekiel's prophetic journey unfolded during a time when Judah still stood as an independent kingdom, and his experiences continue to captivate the curious minds of those who ponder the nature of paradise. Ezekiel, whose name translates to the strength of God, embarked on his divine odyssey with a breathtaking encounter. As he gazed northward, a furious whirlwind, accompanied by a great cloud, fire enfolding itself, and a radiant aura, descended upon him. From within the midst of this awe-inspiring confluence, an amber-like radiance emanated, igniting Ezekiel's prophetic calling. In those initial moments, Ezekiel bore witness to four enigmatic living creatures, each possessing four faces, that of a lion, an ox, an eagle, and a man. These remarkable beings boasted four wings, straight feet, and concealed hands beneath their wings. Each creature symbolized aspects of God's divine attributes as manifested in creation: His majesty, His power, His swiftness, and His wisdom. The divine spectacle continued as the Lord, resplendent in glory, seated himself above the expanse. Close to each living creature, Ezekiel beheld intricate wheels, more precisely, wheels within wheels. This breathtaking vision marked the inception of Ezekiel's prophetic mission, drawing intriguing parallels to John's revelations in the book of Revelation. However, Ezekiel's account provided a more detailed exposition of these enigmatic creatures. Ezekiel's vivid description in chapter 1, verses 5 to 9, further elucidates the appearance of these celestial beings. They shared the likeness of a man, with four faces, four wings, and feet akin to those of a calf. Their appearance gleamed like burnished brass, and beneath their wings, they concealed human hands. These beings moved in a synchronized manner, not turning as they progressed, advancing straightforwardly. These four living creatures also make their appearance in Revelation 4, verses 6 to 9, as part of the celestial assembly surrounding the throne. Before the throne, a sea of glass akin to crystal glistened, encircled by these four beings, each embodying a different creature: a lion, a calf, a man, and a flying eagle. Each had 6 wings and was replete with eyes, and they ceaselessly proclaimed the holiness of the Lord. These celestial beings, far from allegorical, are depicted as tangible entities in the text, denoting a unique and exalted order of angelic beings, known as cherubim, due to their proximity to God's throne. Their ceaseless movement around the divine throne signifies their role as heralds of God's glory and holiness. Ezekiel 1 verses 12 to 20 illustrates their constant motion, emphasizing their appearance as burning coals of fire with the radiance of lamps, emitting lightning. Their movements resembled flashes of lightning, with wheels accompanying them. The wheels, described as barrel-like in color, possessed rings filled with eyes and moved in harmony with the living creatures, bearing witness to the spirit of the living creatures within them. Revelation 5, verses 6 to 14, sheds light on the roles of these four living creatures. They bow before the Lamb, who is none other than Jesus Christ, offering him the same reverence as the Father, affirming his divinity. They hold harps and golden bowls filled with incense, symbolizing the prayers of the saints, surrounded by 24 elders. Harps, closely linked to worship in the Old Testament, serve as a reminder of their role in inspiring worship and adoration of God. These celestial beings also play a role in executing God's judgments, underscoring their pivotal function in the divine order. Ezekiel later identifies these awe-inspiring beings as cherubim in Ezekiel 10 verses 8 to 15, angels distinguished by their exceptional power and glory. Before his fall, Satan himself was among the cherubim who guarded God's throne, as described in Ezekiel 28 verses 14 to 16. Just as the Ark of the Covenant symbolized God's presence among the Israelites, Yahweh was often referred to as the one who dwells between the cherubim, emphasizing the sacredness of his presence. Ezekiel 1, verses 10 to 14, provides further insight into the appearance of these celestial beings. In John's vision, they appear as 4 distinct creatures, each with one of the previously mentioned faces. Throughout history, Bible scholars, artists, and researchers have drawn inspiration from these diverse visages. Exodus 13 verses 21 to 22 evokes the imagery of the Lord leading the Israelites in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, reminiscent of the devouring fire that Moses encountered in the burning bush. This brilliance radiates divine glory and symbolizes the presence of God. These striking descriptions of God's throne room impart essential lessons. First, they call us to contemplate the Lord in His splendor and acknowledge His expectations for His people. Submission, reverence for His word, and obedience are the response He seeks from us. Second, these visions compel us to grasp the enormity of God's greatness. They encourage us to view earthly grandeur with humility, recognizing that it pales in comparison to the majesty of the eternal God with whom we share an intimate bond. Third, they remind us that God holds ultimate authority. Chapters 4 and 5 illuminate God's judgment on the world, urging us to worship Him as He deserves and embrace the experiences He ordains. Ultimately, the glory of God remains the central theme of these revelations, serving as a testament to His magnificence and power. Rather than merely satisfying our curiosity about the future, these visions exist to deepen our understanding of divine splendor.